For years, Audi and Cadillac had been chasing the same dream. Factories were built, billions were invested, engineers worked through sleepless nights. Designers chased microscopic performance gains. Executives gambled reputations on projects that could either redefine their companies or become global embarrassments. Now, after years of preparation, politics, development, and pressure, the moment had finally arrived. Formula One race weekend. The paddock looked different now. Among the familiar giants of Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren stood two completely new operations preparing for their first Grand Prix weekend. Audi, Cadillac, two manufacturers, two completely different philosophies, both about to discover the same terrifying reality. Formula One is harder than anything else in motorsport. The atmosphere inside the paddock felt tense long before the first practice session began. Cameras followed every movement. Journalists crowded outside garages searching for signs of weakness or confidence. Engineers studied weather data, while mechanics made final adjustments to cars that were still largely unproven under real Formula One conditions. Everything suddenly felt real. For the drivers, the pressure became overwhelming. Many had raced in endurance championships, junior categories, or other elite motorsport series before. Some had already experienced success at the international level. But Formula One carried a completely different level of intensity. The speed, the scrutiny, the expectation. Nothing compares to Formula One once the lights turn green. Inside the Audi garage, engineers prepared carefully for the team's first official Formula One practice session. Data systems were monitored obsessively. Every sensor mattered. Every temperature reading mattered. Even the smallest technical issue during practice could develop into a disaster later in the weekend. Audi had entered Formula One with enormous expectations because of its motorsport history. The company's dominance at Le Mans and reputation for engineering excellence created immediate pressure. Fans expected professionalism. Rivals expected technical precision. Anything less would be viewed as failure. Across the paddock, Cadillac faced a different type of pressure. For years, critics questioned whether the project belonged in Formula One at all. Some doubted whether an American-backed operation could survive against Europe's deeply established Formula One giants. Others believed the team would struggle simply to remain competitive. Now the talking was over. The stopwatch would decide everything. As the first practice session approached, nervous energy spread throughout both garages. Mechanics rolled the cars toward pit lane. Engineers adjusted headsets. Drivers lowered themselves into cockpits, surrounded by hundreds of controls, switches, and settings. Then pit lane opened. For the first time, Audi and Cadillac officially entered a Formula One session. The moment looked historic. But inside the cars, reality hit immediately. Formula One machines operate at a level few drivers can fully understand before experiencing it personally. The braking forces are violent. The cornering speeds feel unnatural. Steering precision must be perfect within millimeters. Modern Formula One cars react instantly to even tiny mistakes. Drivers who looked confident in other racing categories suddenly found themselves overwhelmed. The first laps were cautious. Tire temperatures needed management. Brake systems required careful preparation. Aerodynamic balance still felt unpredictable. Even experienced engineers struggled to fully understand how the new cars behaved under real race weekend conditions. Then, the problem started. Cadillac suffered its first major reliability scare less than an hour into practice. Sensors detected abnormal temperatures inside part of the power unit system. Engineers immediately called the car back into the garage, while mechanics surrounded the machine searching for answers. Inside Formula One, small problems escalate quickly. A single cooling issue can destroy an entire race weekend. Across the garage, tension exploded instantly. Mechanics removed bodywork panels, while engineers analyzed live telemetry data, trying to isolate the fault before valuable practice time disappeared completely. Meanwhile, Audi experienced problems of its own. The car looked stable through medium-speed corners, but struggled heavily under braking. Drivers reported inconsistent rear balance entering turns. making the car unpredictable at high speed. Engineers worked furiously on setup adjustments, changing suspension settings and aerodynamic configurations between runs. Nothing about Formula One development happens slowly. Every minute matters. Every lap matters. And rookies rarely get extra time to learn. That pressure became visible everywhere across the paddock. Drivers missed braking points. Pit crews reacted nervously during practice stops. Radio communication sounded tense. Even small operational mistakes suddenly attracted massive attention from media and rival teams. For both organizations, the first practice sessions exposed an uncomfortable truth. Simulation and reality are completely different worlds. Wind tunnel data could not fully prepare them for dirty air behind competitors. Factory simulations could not perfectly predict tire degradation. Computer models could not recreate the psychological intensity of a Formula One weekend. The learning curve was brutal. Drivers felt it most of all. Inside the cockpit, Formula One creates enormous mental pressure because every lap feels like an examination. Cameras follow every mistake. Engineers analyze every corner. Team principals expect immediate feedback, while drivers themselves are fighting simply to adapt to the speed and complexity of the cars. Some drivers began pushing too hard. Others became overly cautious. Neither approach worked. Cadillac's rookie driver suffered an embarrassing spin during second practice after aggressively attacking a high-speed corner. The mistake immediately spread across social media and television coverage. Commentators questioned whether the team had entered Formula One before being fully prepared. Inside the garage, frustration grew. Because mistakes in Formula One never stay private, Audi avoided major accidents, but their own problems continued mounting. Reliability concerns appeared inside the hybrid systems, forcing engineers to reduce engine performance temporarily during longer runs. Valuable testing data disappeared while rival teams continued improving. The pressure became relentless. Executives watched from the back of the garages with concerned expressions. Millions of dollars had already been invested. Yet both organizations were still fighting basic operational issues during practice sessions. And this was only the beginning. As the weekend continued, another harsh reality emerged. Formula One competition is unbelievably close. Tiny differences separate success from failure. A few tenths of a second can mean the difference between reaching the final qualifying session or starting near the back of the grid. New teams quickly discovered how difficult it was to unlock performance consistently across an entire lap. Drivers pushed harder. Mistakes increased. Cadillac mechanics struggled during one practice pit stop, losing valuable seconds because of a wheel gun issue. Audi engineers continued experimenting aggressively with setup changes, searching for better aerodynamic balance. Inside both garages, tension became exhausting. Formula One does not allow teams time to relax. Every session creates new problems. Every problem creates more pressure, and pressure changes people. Drivers who normally sounded calm over team radio began speaking emotionally. Engineers became more direct during technical briefings. Mechanics worked longer hours trying to solve issues before qualifying. Sleep became rare. Stress became normal. But despite the difficulties, something important slowly started happening. Progress. Lap times improved gradually. Drivers gained confidence. Engineers began understanding the cars more clearly. Small operational improvements started appearing inside both teams. Then came qualifying, the most intense part of the entire weekend. Unlike practice sessions where teams can experiment freely, qualifying exposes reality immediately. Pure pace, pure pressure, pure performance. No excuses remain. Inside the garages, silence replaced conversation as qualifying began. Drivers sat alone inside cockpits, mentally preparing themselves for the most important laps of their careers. Because qualifying in Formula One feels different. The pressure is suffocating. One mistake can destroy an entire weekend. One perfect lap can change everything. As the first qualifying session started, Audi and Cadillac both faced enormous pressure simply to survive elimination. One realization spread quietly through both organizations. This sport was even harder than they imagined. But maybe, just maybe, they were beginning to belong here after all.